seen in the last class. So in the last class, we have seen how to use Bayes' theorem, what we learned in the learning problem. So the Bayes' theorem is probability of A given B is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A by probability of B. So when we apply this for a learning problem or to learn a hypothesis which will best fit the data, it is something like this. Probability of hypothesis given the data is equal to probability of hypothesis into probability of data given the hypothesis, that means the consistent data with the hypothesis, by the probability of data. And the notations here, the probability of hypothesis, which we want to calculate, because we want to find the hypothesis. In our machine learning, all the problems, the task is to find the best hypothesis. What is the best model that will fit the given input and output value? That is our task. So this probability of hypothesis given the data is called posterior probability, posteriori probability. Whereas probability of H is the probability of hypothesis before knowing or before the knowledge of the data. That's why it is called prior probability. Probability of hypothesis given the data is known as posterior probability. Probability of H is called the prior probability, because before the data itself there is probability. Sometimes when we don't know this value, we will assume all the hypotheses have the same probability. So then this is called a likelihood. What is likelihood? The hypothesis, given the hypothesis, the probability of data. That means the data which is consistent with the hypothesis. This is called likelihood. Then the probability of D, or the probability of data, is independent of hypothesis. That is same for all the data. So we are considering capital H, which is a space of H is space of the set of some hypothesis Hi. So we want to find maximum probable hypothesis. Maximum probable hypothesis, or otherwise we call it here maximum a posteriori hypothesis. See, we don't want pH to be maximum. pH is the prior probability. When we don't have the data, we don't have any use. What we want the maximize is what is the probability of hypothesis that fits the data, given the data. So this we want to be the maximum. This is prior. This is not very important to us. What is important is hypothesis that fits the data. So what we have written is the maximum of the maximum a posteriori hypothesis, maximum a posteriori hypothesis is H map, is the maximum of the probability of H given the data, probability of H given the data, and then we have substituted the formula, and because it is independent of the hypothesis, it has nothing to do with the hypothesis, we written the maximum a posteriori hypothesis is maximum of P of H. Ante we will calculate this for all the hypotheses, and we will see for which hypothesis it is maximum. So sometimes when we don't know pH, already I told you, we will assign equal priority, equal probability all the hypotheses, then we can remove even this term, and so then there is only probability of D by H. That means this is maximum likelihood hypothesis. So we learned what is MAP hypothesis, that is maximum a posteriori hypothesis. Then what is maximum likelihood hypothesis? From the given example, for H1 means people have cancer, H2 people don't have cancer. So when we calculated the maximum a posteriori hypothesis, then we calculated it. So H1 is 0.0078, the probability, and this is 0.0298. This has more probability. This is more. So we select this as the maximum a posteriori hypothesis. What is that hypothesis? People don't have the cancer. It is not 100% true, but it is 79%. That means almost all 80% true. And then we have seen the probability formulae, some basic probability formulae. When we want to find the probability of A and B together, then probability of A into probability of B given A, which is same as probability of B and probability of A given B. At the same time, you should remember probability of A given B is not same as probability of B given A. They are not same, they are different. B given A, that means the probability of occurrence of A when B occurred is not same as probability of B given A. These are different events. They are different events. ఇది ఎట్లా ఉందంటే the probability of India winning when Kohli hits a century. Probability of India winning when Kohli hits a century is not same as the probability of Kohli hitting a century when India wins. They are different values. Did you follow my argument? The probability of Kohli, Virat Kohli, or the probability of India winning a match when Kohli hits a century, given that Kohli hits a century, is not same as the probability of Kohli hitting a century when India wins the match. These are different values. So we know Bayes' theorem, then the theorem of total probability. So when we want to calculate probability of D, we take all the hypotheses. For each hypothesis, we will calculate probability of H and likelihood, and we will sum it on that. Then we'll be using another formula here. What is log A plus log B? పిల్లలు, hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Or yeah, what is log A plus log B? Hmm?
Log AB, sir.
Log AB. Thank you. And what is log A minus log B?
Log A by B, sir.
Hmm. So suppose you have the pi. What is pi symbol here? The sigma. Suppose you have A plus B plus C. A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus so on. An is represented by sigma I is equal to 1 to n Ai. Similarly, A1 into A2 into so on An is represented by pi, big pi, I is equal to 1 to n Ai. This is the product, that is the above one is the sum. So, did you use this term pi earlier in mathematics? వాడారా ఇంతకు ముందు ఎప్పుడన్నా?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the one thing I want you to note down is, which we'll be using in further derivations, is if you take logarithms both sides, log of, in fact, I have to write LOG represent base 10 logarithm, but generally, unless otherwise specified, we'll be using natural logarithm. So logarithm of A1 into A2 in so on AI something An is equal to logarithm of pi, ln annana nene, okay, ln of pi. What I am just telling you the mathematics formula. I will come to the problem later. So what is logarithm of AB? Logarithm of AB is equal to log A plus log B. So this is logarithm of A1 plus logarithm of A2 plus logarithm of so on logarithm of An. So this is sigma of Ai. So what you have to remember, what we will be using in further formulae or further theorems is, when you have a pi, when we apply logarithm, this becomes a sigma. So this is what you have to remember before we go to further problems. Is it clear? Logarithm of the product is equal to sigma of the logarithms, because logarithm of AB is equal to logarithm of A plus logarithm of B. So now let us come to the today's topic. with that summary of what we discussed in the last class. So today I am going to discuss as per your textbook the number, because when you read the textbook you should know I am giving the same numbers. The topic is brute force base concept learning. So what is brute force? Brute force algorithm antar. What we mean by brute force? Yes, somebody please. What is brute force? Hmm? What is brute force? Brute force is without any technique. For example, you are searching for a student in a college. You go to principal and ask, I want to see so and so candidate. So generally what we do, we will ask what is his roll number, which branch he belongs to, which class. Then we can go to one class among the 20 classes available, and we will see whether he is a boy or a girl. If he is a boy, we will search in boys, and then we can find him easily. Brute force method means without using any of those techniques, just going on searching each class without inquiring which branch, whether girl or a boy or day scholar or a hostler or a bus, comes by bus or comes by transportation, own transportation, without considering all these things, you just go on searching all the students in the college. That is known as brute force method. What is the actual meaning of brute force in Telugu? Blindly. That is the brute force. అంటే ఏదో అంటారు కదా, తెలుగులో ఒక సామెత ఉంది. ఇంకా గుడ్డెద్దు చేలో పడిపోతే ఏమైపోతుంది, ఎటు పడితే అటు పోతుంది. సరే, ఇదంత అప్రోప్రియేట్ కాదేమో, సో లెట్ మీ take back this. But brute force means without any technique, just trying all the things. So brute force technique is trying every possible solution. Trying every possible solution. So sometimes it gives the real answer when we don't have any other techniques available. This will be the last option for us, brute force techniques. Trying every possible solution. So when we want to know what is the maximum a priori hypothesis. Now let us consider a problem. Let us say there is a finite hypothesis space. Let us describe the problem first, what we are going to deal. There is a finite hypothesis space, that is the all hypothesis H, capital H, and which is defined over instance space capital X. So what is the hypothesis space? Capital H. It contains, for example, if you are tossing a coin, small h1 heads, small h2 tails. That is the hypothesis. And X is coin 1, coin 2, or trial 1, trial 2. That is the instance. So what we want to learn is the target concept. If you remember the first chapter, the target concept is the desired result, what we want. So we want to learn the target concept, and this target concept is indicated by C, where either it is 0 or 1. So we have seen whether what was his name? In the first chapter, we talked about whether he will enjoy the sport or not. If he enjoys the sport, the target concept is 0 or 1, and if he doesn't enjoy, it is 0. What was his name?
Aldo, sir.
Amma? Yes?
Aldo.
Aldo. Aldo enjoys his favorite sport or not. That is our target concept. So we want some training examples now for finding an hypothesis. Training examples which are generally given by D, which consists of, let us say, x1 comma d1. d1 is the data, x is the incident, so x2 d2, so on xm dm. Where xi is instance, one of the variable from capital X, and di is the target. Di is the target value. How do we calculate target value? C of xi. Di is equal to C of xi. What is the target value we'll be calculating? So if we assume x1, x2, x3 to be constants, that means, for example, person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4, so person 5, అట్లాంటప్పుడు x1, x2, x3 అనేవి we can assume it to be constant to make it simple. If you assume, x1, x2, just like serial number అనుకోండి, x1, x2, x3 అనేది serial number అనుకోండి, then it doesn't have any importance. So to be constant, to be constant, then we can consider Raman. then we can consider in the D, instead of x1 d1 and x2 d2, we can consider only d1 d2 d3 so on. Either. కూర్చోండి. ఇంకో హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ ఉందా? వస్తారు. ఏంటి పనే? నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తానండి మీకు. నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. ఉంది నా దగ్గర ఉంది. యా, నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. యా, అవును. నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. అదే చెప్పారు. ఓకే, సరే. షూర్. So where we are. So when x is constant, something like a serial number, then the training data we can take d1 d2 d3 so on. What is d1? Target value of x1. What is d2? Target value of x2. d1 is c1 of x1, sorry, c of x1, and d2 is c of x2, so on. That only the target value. This is the problem setting. Now, with this problem setting, let us move on to find Are you there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There was a power cut, so అంటే నెట్ పోయొచ్చు ఉంటుంది. So that's why I wanted to check. Okay. So now we want to learn how to learn the maximum a posteriori algorithm. So this is a map learning algorithm. Now what we will do, tell me, to find maximum probable a posteriori algorithm, what we do, we take each h1 for each hypothesis h that belongs to capital H. Capital H is the space. That means set of all the hypotheses. And small h is a single hypothesis. What we do, we'll calculate posterior probability. Calculate posterior probability. What is the posterior probability formula? Posterior probability. P of the probability of hypothesis given the data is equal to, tell me, the prior probability of the hypothesis when we don't have any data into the likelihood, which is the data given the hypothesis. That means the data which is sticking on, which is consistent with the hypothesis by the probability of the data. This is the Bayes theorem for calculation of posteriori hypothesis. So when we want H map, already we have written this. H map is argmax, that will return the maximum value of H belonging to capital H, probability of H by అనకూడదు, H given the D, H given the D, and already we have written it and solved this in previous class. But here we want to propose the algorithm. So there, for that, in brute force algorithm, we will make certain assumptions. We'll make certain assumptions. Follow carefully. Assumptions. What was the problem of candidate elimination algorithm? Did you remember any point there? Candidate elimination algorithm, Finder's algorithm law. Those algorithms will not work if the data is having noisy data. That means there are some errors in data. If there are some errors in data. So here we assume that the first assumption, noise means errors. Training data D is noise free. And of course, if you remember, we used to take C. What is C? What is C?
Target concept.
Target concept. మనం అనుకునే టార్గెట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ కంపల్సరీగా మన హైపోథసిస్ స్పేస్ లో ఉంటది. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ అజంప్షన్. దాంట్లో లేకపోతే మనం చేయగలిగింది ఏముంది అసలు? ఏదో ఒక హైపోథసిస్ ఈ టార్గెట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ని ఇట్ విల్ స్టిక్ టు ఇట్, కంటైన్డ్ ఇన్ క్యాపిటల్ H. And number 3, assumption number 3 is all the hypotheses have same probability. Prior to all the same have same prior probability. That means P of H is same for every hypothesis. These are the assumptions. Probability. Now, in that situation, what is the probability of H? Now let us take a simple example. There are two hypotheses, H1. Coin will return heads. H2, coin will return tail. What is the probability of this? Heads. What is the probability of H1?
0.5.
How did we get it? 1 by 2. What is the probability of H2? 1 by 2. What is this 2? What is this 2? The magnitude of how many hypotheses are there here? How many hypotheses are there? 2 hypotheses. So the magnitude of the set of hypotheses. So probability of H can be written as 1 by the magnitude of capital H, where capital H is the set of all the hypotheses. So suppose there are 6 hypotheses. When you are turning dice, how many hypotheses are there? When you are turning dice?
6.
6. H1, 1, H2, 2, at 6. Then each hypothesis have the probability of 1 by 6. This is the magnitude of the set. So here we write so the probability of ఏ బండి తాళం మీ అంకుల్కి One minute. బయట పెట్టమంటారా? So the probability of small h is equal to 1 by the magnitude of the capital H. So ఒక టర్మ్ వచ్చేసింది మనకి ఇక్కడ ఈ ఫార్ములాలో we got one term, probability of H. What is probability of H? 1 by magnitude of all the hypotheses, number of hypotheses. So probability of prior probability of the is equal to magnitude of the all the hypothesis or the number of hypotheses, in other words, for all H in capital H. Did you understand it? Hello? How did we get this step? Pillalu, based on the coin, based on the dice, the probability of H is equal to 1 by the magnitude of the set of hypotheses. Now let us calculate the probability of data, given hypothesis is, what we are doing here is, this data, we, if is equal to 1, if di is equal to h of xi, that means if the data xi confirms the hypothesis, the value is 1, otherwise 0. Otherwise 0. That means the probability of data with h, probability of data given h is equal to 1 for consistent data. Consistent data. Equal to 0 for inconsistent data, which will not fit the hypothesis. Now, what is the Bayes theorem? What is Bayes theorem? ఉన్నారా పిల్లలు?
Yes, sir.
ఎవరు వెళ్ళిపోయారు? So probability, what is Bayes theorem? Probability of h given d is equal to, చెప్పండి, probability of h, probability of d given h, the likelihood by the probability of d. Now case 1, the inconsistent data. Case 1, h is inconsistent with training data d. So when it is inconsistent, what is the probability of, what is the likelihood here? 0, right? When it is inconsistent. So the probability of, when it is inconsistent, the probability of h given d is equal to, probability of h is, what is the probability of h? Pillalu, what is the probability of h? 1 by the magnitude of h into the probability of d by h is 0. కాసేపు స్టార్ట్ చేసి పెట్టినా by probability of d. So what is the value? 0 into anything, 0. Now consider case 2. Case 2. Case 1, inconsistent data. Case 2, where H is consistent with training data D. What is the probability? What is the difference between these two cases? Here, when it is inconsistent, probability of data given H is 0. Inconsistent data key, the probability is 0, and consistent data key, it is 1. That is the difference between these two. So now, probability of H given D is equal to, next, what is the formula? Same formula again, probability of H into probability of likelihood D by H by probability of D. What is the value of probability of H? What is the value of probability of H? Tell me.
1 by magnitude of H.
1 by magnitude of H. Just like 1 by 2 and 1 by 6, like that, magnitude of the hypothesis, number of hypotheses. So, this is equal to 1 by magnitude of H. And what is probability of D given the hypothesis? Because it is consistent data, it is 1 by probability of data. Probability of data. So this probability of data, that means the data which is valid with at least any one hypothesis. The probability of data is the data which is valid or which is consistent with at least one hypothesis among all the set of hypotheses. So this is given by, what is version space? Me gurtunda? What is version space? What was version space? Ekkada chadivam manam? Love you.
The set of all consistent hypotheses.
Yeah, the set of all consistent hypotheses. Set of all, Jesse. Set of all consistent hypotheses. So the probability of data is given by again the denominator is the same, the magnitude of H by the set of all consistent hypotheses, that is the magnitude of version space of H and D. So here in this derivation you have to understand two formulae. One is probability of H is equal to 1 by H. This is one formula you have to understand. This I told you because when we have heads and tails, it is 1 by 2. When it is dice, it is 1 by 6. In the same way, when we are talking about the data, version space is the set of all consistent hypotheses. Set of hypotheses. So, probability of data is equal to version space of all the hypothesis and data by the magnitude of H. Now, substituting there, So probability of H given D is equal to probability of H is 1 by magnitude of H into 1 by version space magnitude of version space of by magnitude of H. Of course, magnitude of H gets cancelled. So probability of hypothesis given D is equal to 1 by version space of HD. All the candidate consistent hypothesis లో ఒకటి. ఇక్కడ మనకి కన్సిస్టెంట్ హైపోథసిస్ అండ్ ఆల్ ద సేమ్ కాబట్టి మనకి ఇక్కడ 1 by H వచ్చింది. బట్ హియర్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ వర్షన్ స్పేస్, కన్సిస్టెంట్ హైపోథసిస్ స్పేస్. నౌ so here to summarize the Bayes theorem, brute force map theorem. So the probability of H given D is equal to 1 by version space, 1 by magnitude of version space for consistent if H is consistent with D is equal to 0 otherwise. Because for inconsistent data, we got 0 because this is probability of likelihood is 0. This is known as brute force map algorithm. So here two aspects you have to understand. Probability of H is equal to 1 by H. Probability of D is equal to version space, magnitude of version space by total hypothesis space. This is known as brute force map learning algorithm. So give your attendance please. Tomorrow we will continue it. Practice this algorithm once.